Bobby Hicks. Just a few more notes on the scoffers. They don't believe in God. I get it. I was an atheist for 24 years of my life. And then I started looking at the overwhelming evidence. For example, every single thing the mainstream media and secularists try to teach children is only a part of the story, or actually factually incorrect. For example, why don't these secularists teach that famous Iridium level, that dark band in Texas and found all over the world, why don't they teach that the high Iridium levels in that band, more than likely in reality, is because of the opening of the great deep, the fountains of the great deep from God during the flood? And isn't it interesting, has anybody ever found any meteorite in that iridium layer in that black band? It seems to me that there is every manner of thing in that layer, with the exception of the meteorite itself that's supposed to have caused it. I also ask that you scoffers look at the band more closely. I suspect that you'll find stuff in that band that will fit the flood narrative. Oh, much more, so much more than the theory of a meteorite. Remember, radiocarbon dating is false. It's all based on assumptions. And I heard a secularist say that they'd study those preconditions, the conditions of the environment, carefully, but still that's not, it's a farce, because you would have to know the conditions at the time that, for example, the fossils were laid down. And there's just too many variables. But not only that, who knows whether the site has been contaminated or not? I'm just saying. What they're saying isn't true. And I bet you something else. If you look at all the megaliths and polygonal stone walls, for example, there's this one, I can't even, Omajate, I can't remember, it's in Peru. There is this wall there, and some of the stone blocks are 200 tons. They were transferred from the other side of the valley from another mountain on the side of a mountain. And secularists posit that the Incas did that a few thousand years ago. It's insane. It doesn't take any of the evidence into account. I also suspect that if anyone would study those walls very carefully, we could find in every single one of them, every single one of those blocks, and in every single one of those joints, there will be ancient microscopic sea life and diatoms and whatnot, proving that it was covered by seawater. And that they secularists say that these mountains were moved up very slowly from slow plate tectonics. But once you find those sea creatures within those rocks, that's more evidence that the flood is real. Also, there are sea creature fossils on every mountain range on planet Earth. That is kind of strange. And if you radiocarbon date them according to your own standards, and I still believe that you will be guessing, and sure, you may get within the ballpark, but you are still guessing, you'll discover that those fossils are not old enough to have been lifted up by an inch a year plate tectonic movements. The thing is, I'm not really trying to change your mind. I'm trying to offer us believers more evidence that what we believe is more intelligent, more factually data-driven true than anything the secularists are saying. Isn't it interesting that they leave out that the iridium it's not even proven to come from space. It's just a guess. But scientific discovery can prove that deep in the earth there is a hell of a lot more iridium. And that fits with the opening up of the great fountains of the deep so well, doesn't it? Not to mention all the layers of sediments all around the world that have fossils and were laid down quickly. It's indisputable. The flood happened. God is real. Intelligent design is real. I'm not trying to make fun of secularists or badmouth them or insult them. I'm simply saying, look deeper, because someday those of you who reject Jesus and God, will have eternity to think about people like me who tried to warn you of the coming judgment. And God made us from dust and water. And all he asks us is that we trust in him. How simple is that? And that we obey his simple laws, which are love him, that's a gift, and love your neighbor as you love yourself. If you have questions, my name is Bobby X. I'm getting ready to go get a little wet. It's a really hot summer. I just thought I would mention this. I realize that this one is very impromptu and it's kind of quirky and it goes here and there. But look at the evidence, scoffers. Please, not for me. I have nothing to gain. I've already gained everything. For you, please. Bobby Hicks. God bless.